with around 100 participants. And today we have over 1,000 people registered for our event. So now we would like to welcome our keynote speakers, Professor Arnab Nandi and Maris Longmire, who founded the first HackOHI event. They'll talk about the inception of HackOHI, its growth over the past decade, the experience that it has brought to countless students, and where they hope OHIO will go in the future. Please join us and welcome Professor Arnab and Maris.
As they said, I'm Maris and this is Arnab. We are the founding directors of OHIO, a movement 10 years in the making of building, hacking, and making. Welcome. You've arrived. Hello to all the folks that are here in this room and those who are on Discord. Grab a seat, settle in, but be careful because the folks you are sitting next to may become your lifelong friends. We've seen it happen over and over again. We know that you're here today to build something cool, learn new skills, or maybe you just came for really good food and the swag. We saw the folks who were chattering on Discord who said that's what they were in for, and that's totally okay. You're part of this movement too. This movement of play, of making tech cool, of pushing yourselves and your ideas, of augmenting what you've learned in the classroom. And you're here to celebrate the act of building and hacking and making. But it's not just about the code. It's not just about the prizes. It's not about the fame. It's not about the money. It's about the joy of hacking and making and building, of trying something, of having it fail, of having to pivot, of having to try something new, of pushing yourselves to make something you didn't even know that you knew how to make. 10 years ago, when we started this in the basement, we had a vision of fostering a tech culture here at Ohio State, something that would rival the love of the football. We know that we haven't arrived there yet, but we have this long-term plan to invest in our future, to invest in you, in your ideas of what you will build and make today. And we have built this community, the community of that involves education and research, industry sponsors, alumni, this ecosystem that's here to support you and make sure that you succeed. And it's been a long 10 years. What started in the basement with 100 participants has grown to what you're going to experience today. It has built events. We've spawned into a program that allows new events focused on making, focused on showcasing what you've done, of inspiring others, having high school events that build to codeathons that you can come here. And we pivoted in the pandemic to offer it online because a global pandemic can't stop us. And every year there have been more and more participants across OHIO.
And one of the magical things that happens with all of this is that this is now, in some level, after 1 decade, a self-sustaining pipeline. There are lots of students that went to middle school and high school hackathon programs that OHIO has organized and are probably here now. Can anyone raise their hands who've been to high school IO? Anybody? There's a couple hands being raised, so that's amazing, right? So there's a lot of students that went to high school IO and then eventually are here. Many of them then went from attending HackOHI and MakeOHI and all the college events to graduating to program leaders and the OHIO student organizers. Those students then eventually graduated and went to grad school. Some of them went and got an industry job. Some of them started their own startup, right? And then they came back. In the back of the room, there's a lot of people who are mentors, sponsors, judges, who are alumni of OHIO. And that's how we start this flywheel, right? And now we have the self-sustaining network of people who've coming back, helping out the next generation of OHIO student leaders, right? And that's the magical thing. So with that, I'd like to thank all of those many generations of students, faculty members, community leaders, and organizers, mentors, sponsors, industry partners, community members who've made OHIO possible. None of this would be possible without you. So with your hard work, your dedication, your ideas, that's basically how all of this has been possible. So I'd like to give a big round of applause to every organizer out there, not just for this year, but all the years in the past. And for the students, we'd just like to share what we think is our secret to a successful hackathon. First one is make new friends, okay? So make sure you interact with and hang out with people outside your team, learn more about what they're doing, talk to a mentor or a judge or a sponsor, right? Also learn new things, okay? It's okay to bring in some skills and to have no idea what you're planning to do for the next 24 hours and to learn it on the go. It's okay to learn a new programming language at 4 a.m., as you're pivoting because your idea hasn't worked out so far, right? It's totally fine. And people have won with that before, right? It's okay to learn a new framework or a library. It's okay to learn a new domain that you know nothing about, a vertical or a subject or a science where you can apply your technology, right? And also, most importantly, have fun. Okay, couldn't stress this more. This can get a little touchy and stressful as a topic area where you're spending 24 hours and trying to compete. So make sure you're having fun, be kind to each other, and be excellent to each other. And remember this, your hack project this weekend is just the beginning. If you get passionate and interested about a topic as you discover it, take a new class in the next semester or two. Okay, if there is a project that you think has legs, expand the scope, be more ambitious, and make it into a larger project, right? If you want to include other people, open source it, right? And then bring in other people as contributors and get people to create a self-sustaining project. And if you wanted to make a company out of it, there's always the option of doing a startup. So with all these possibilities, we'd like to wish you a very happy hacking, and let's build something amazing.
All right. Thank you, Arnav and Maris. Next, we want to invite our sponsors to speak more about their company and the challenges that they're hosting this year. So first up, we have Honda. Presenting a challenge about universal basic mobility. There we go.
Hello, I'm Ryan, part of the Honda 99P Labs team. The team and I are thrilled to be here at the 10th anniversary of HackOHI, offering a challenge to the competitors. The topic of our challenge is universal basic mobility. Universal basic mobility is the idea that basic mobility is a human right. More specifically, everyone, regardless of socioeconomic status, age, disability, or location, deserves a decent range of mobility options. Our challenge asks participants to use technology to solve a mobility problem in the spirit of universal basic mobility. What do we mean by technology? We're assuming a web or mobile-based application, but are open to a broader conception. So there's no technological constraints on what to build or how to build it. By mobility problem, we mean someone needing to get somewhere. Every one of us is constantly faced with mobility problems. We all needed to solve a mobility problem to get to this hackathon. We were at one place earlier and had to get here now. What thought process went into deciding how you got from where you were to here? Could your trip have been better? What does better mean in this context? Better for the environment, cheaper, easier, more accessible, less mentally stressful? There are countless ways to interpret better. And this is the simplest way to approach this challenge. First, brainstorm and look at mobility problems. They could be ones you have in your real life, like getting to class, getting to work, going shopping for groceries, going home to visit family, going to hang out with friends. Or they could be some envisioned empathetic situation where you imagine a mobility problem from someone else's perspective, like an elderly person who needs to get to the doctor but can't drive, someone who needs to get to work but doesn't have a car, someone who needs to ride a bus but has crippling social anxiety, someone who has a vision impairment and needs to cross numerous tricky traffic situations to get to class. Then think about how to make that trip better. Could some functionality or application be hacked to improve this problem you have identified? Now to the deliverables we're envisioning. First, an explanation of the mobility problem you're tackling and your proposed solution with a brief description of your team's learnings and accomplishments. Second, your technological solution. Finally, a YouTube video with a short pitch of your project. For prizes, we're giving $1,000 for first place, which comes in the form of 4 $250 Amazon gift cards. And for second place, we're giving $600, which comes in the form of $450 Amazon gift cards. The solutions are going to be judged based on 5 criteria: problem solving, creativity, completeness, and impact. This is how you can reach us. All 3 of us are here today at our table, so please come over. And you can also email us or link up with us on Discord. In closing, this challenge is open to everyone, from complete beginners to seasoned veterans. So please, if you're interested in this challenge, stop by our table and ask some questions. We believe everyone deserves to experience the freedom and joy of mobility. If you'd like to help to contribute to creating a sustainable mobility future, we hope that you join us in our challenge. Thank you for watching, and good luck.
All right, thank you, Ryan. So if you guys are interested in more opportunities with Honda, they will be holding a networking session today out at noon, just outside the Grand Ballroom in the Senate Chamber Room. So next up, we have Viva. So Viva works in the life sciences industry to speed up the development of new products and pharmaceuticals. And so today we have a quick video from Neeraj Shakur presenting a little bit more about Viva.
Hi, everyone. I'm Neeraj Shakur. I'm the VP of Commercial Systems at Viva. Viva is a software as a service company, and we support the global life sciences industry. As a proud Buckeye, I'm really excited to share what Viva is all about with you. We started in 2013 as a company that provided the first cloud-based solutions for the life sciences industry. We've been innovating ever since. We started by supporting pharmaceutical sales. Think about the sales reps who go around and are trying to sell new drugs and new medicines to hospital systems and healthcare providers. From there, we've evolved pretty significantly to supporting the development and R&D components of pharmaceuticals, to engaging with healthcare providers, to improving clinical trials. If you think about what it takes to bring drugs to market for these companies, for pharmaceutical companies, or to bring a medical device to market, there's a long life cycle that goes with that. Viva is targeting the improvement, speed, and efficiency of bringing these things to market. So it requires a lot of innovation, a lot of deep thinking, and a lot of amazing technology to make it all happen. Think about also product having to comply with regulations, right? So we have tools that support the compliance with the FDA as an example, but now multiply that across all of the countries where Pfizer is located. Think about all of the different regulations that you have to comply with. So Viva software really helps with that, helps make it easy, helps make it standardized, helps make it efficient for a lot of the companies. In my 20 years of being in the IT industry, this is definitely the best place I've worked at. It's very open, very diverse, very collaborative. And I can understand for many of you as future graduates, you'll be doing internships, You'll be discussing with your friends, your family about, where you want to start your career. What I can say about Viva is it's a great place to develop your skills, to grow as a developer, to really grow as a technical individual. We have a lot of different teams developing a lot of different products and across a lot of different technology stacks. So there's a lot of interesting work here. And I'm really excited to have this opportunity to present that to you. Now, best of luck in the next 24 hours. There's a lot of complex challenges that I'm sure you'll be able to solve. And I'm excited for you to take on this journey and learn a lot throughout this experience. Thanks.
So in addition to all the help that Viva has given us for this event, they will also be raffling off one Nintendo Switch to students who bring a paper resume and network with them at the recruitment table. So that's going to be right outside the grand ballroom. Okay, our next sponsor is NG. And so while they couldn't make it in person today, they do have this message to share with everyone. All of us at the NG OSU office are happy to be part of HackOHI event this year. And we are excited to see all of the cool projects, solutions, and connections you are all able to create this weekend. We would like to extend a shout out to the challenge we have posed this year to create energy dashboards to be displayed on lobby screens of buildings to promote sustainability on Ohio State's campus. Regardless of whether you are able to participate in our challenge, we wish you the best of luck in your hacking and hope you enjoy this wonderful event.
Next, we welcome David Saltzman from AWS to speak more about the challenge that they will be offering participants. Please join me in welcoming David.
Thank you. Well, the energy in this room is awesome. So I appreciate everybody being here. This is going to be an exciting weekend. And AWS is proud to be a gold sponsor of this event. So thank you very much for having us. So when I started in my IT career, when I graduated college in 1995, a long time ago, the most powerful computer I had ever experienced personally was an Intel 386 microprocessor. The memory on that computer was measured in megabytes. All through my college career, I learned programming. I worked with microcontrollers. I thought I knew a lot about compute. It was very exciting to me. So when I graduated college, I moved into an IT career. I went to work in the automotive industry and all of a sudden had access to resources that I could not have imagined when I was in college, right? I worked for one of the automotive companies up in the Detroit area. They had humongous data centers, hundreds, literally hundreds of physical servers in the data center, each one running a single workload, right? They had humongous storage arrays. They had very sophisticated networking. And so it was a big learning curve for me, right? I had to learn a bunch of new things. It was exciting. I loved it. So now in 2006, Amazon.com spun off AWS. Amazon had become so good at running massive scale data centers that they thought that they could offer something to the market in the form of IT resources that could be delivered over the internet using a pay-as-you-go model. And now you guys in college have access to more resources, I think, than you can probably even imagine, right? And we're not talking just about network or compute or storage. AWS offers all those things. It also offers machine learning, artificial intelligence, you name it. There's a ton of stuff out there. There are services that you can use for just a few cents per use to translate text from one language to another, or take an audio or a video file and transcribe the voice out of that into a text file, which you could then potentially use and translate that into a foreign language, right? There's SageMaker is a tool that allows you to build and train your own machine learning models. So appreciate the resources you have at your disposal. I'm excited to announce here publicly, we announced it at the Hype event, but the challenge this year is to use Amazon Alexa and at least 2 AWS services to address a challenge facing the Ohio State University community. And by the way, you do not have to have an Amazon Alexa capable device to complete this challenge. So if you think about everything I just said, we're talking about AI, we're talking about compute, we're talking about storage. You guys have access to that. We'll be providing free AWS accounts to one per team, to any team that wants to use AWS as part of their project, regardless of whether they do the AWS challenge or not. If you do the AWS challenge, we'll be thrilled. If you have another project that you're working on and you want to leverage AWS, we'll be thrilled with that too. If you do decide to adopt the AWS challenge, there are some prizes. So the best overall solution, so each team member, up to 4, will receive an Amazon Echo Show device, 2nd generation, and a $100 Amazon gift card. And then the second, or the most technical solution, each member of the team, up to 4, will receive a $50 Amazon gift card. So we have a ton of AWS mentors here today, physically in person. We're going to have some people doing it virtually over Discord overnight. Reach out to us, please, if you have any questions. Come see us if you want an AWS account for your project, and we'll be thrilled to help you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, David Saltzman, for presenting AWS's challenge and offering words of encouragement. Next up, we welcome Chris Johnson from AEP to speak more about their challenge regarding wind turbine analytics.
Thanks, guys. Good morning. Super excited to be here with you today. I'm Chris Johnson, Managing Director of Innovation and Technology at American Electric Power. At American Electric Power, we're focused on solving some of the biggest challenges that the United States faces around energy and sustainability and equity. The clicker? Do you guys have the clicker? We are a very large company. We're the 4th largest-ish energy company in the United States. We have operations in all of the areas that you can mention, that you can see there. The thing that I wanted to do here is to set a little bit of context. We're fundamentally at a really interesting point in time where energy is being thought of much differently now than it had been in the past. In American Electric Power, we had been a very traditional company that had central station power plants, coal, natural gas, nuclear. And the reality is customers don't want us to have those assets anymore. So we're going on a huge transition and journey to move from those central station fossil fuel powered plants to a more sustainable future, which includes power generation from wind turbines, solar panels, and distributed energy resources. Across American Electric Power, teams from the technology and business and operations are all very focused on that, to the extent that just last week we announced that we were moving our net zero goal from 2050 to 2045. So we're accelerating our activities to become net zero carbon into the future. So it's a really exciting time. We're a very large company. We make investments in big projects, transmission, distribution, and generation. If you look at the numbers up there, 40,000 transmission miles, 224,000 distribution miles. That's enough wire to wrap around the earth 10 times. The scale of this business is big, and we need your help. The reality is that transition that we're going on is complex. And when we're moving from one technology type of central station power to renewable power, the wind doesn't always blow and the sun doesn't always shine. And we need to find a way to solve for that gap. And the other reality is when you think about how we've operated our business in the past, we've had plant operators and technicians that have been there right at the point of potential failure and optimization to solve for it. And when you think about distributed energy resources like wind turbines and solar panels, these things are spread across acres and miles and don't have an operator at the site. The other thing that I'll share with you is that we have been on a journey in this industry, and it's just not American Electric Power, it's the entire energy industry, where we've built the electric grid not to fail, right? We've de-risked it. We engineered it in a way to make sure it's always there. And the reality is we've done that from a very physical standpoint in the past, and we're moving to a state where we need data and technology and monitoring and sensing to know what's happening with these assets that are very distributed, so that we can get ahead of problems and so that we can get ahead of optimization opportunities. And that's really what this challenge is all about. It's fundamentally important for us, you taking on this challenge, for us to find ways to identify anomalies before they turn into big issues and turn into failures with these wind turbine assets. So what we're doing is we're going to give you a year's worth of deep fidelity operational data on one of our largest wind turbine facilities in Oklahoma. And we want you to help us identify proactively issues that have occurred with these wind facilities so that we can take proactive stance to fix it. And we want you to help us find opportunities for improvement in performance so that we can operate these assets more efficiently and more cost effectively. The last thing that I'll say is this data is rich, and there are probably things in the data set that we haven't even thought of yet. So if there are things that you see that might be compelling use cases for us to look at going forward, we want to know about those things as well. This work will help support us in the industry in making that clean energy transition, because the more that we can rely on these assets, the quicker we can make that transition happen. The last thing that I'll say is we need you beyond this challenge. This industry is going through a fundamental shift, and we need the talent in this room to think about our industry and helping solve these problems going into the future. The work in the energy sector is going to continue to grow as we go on this clean energy journey. So I'd welcome all of you to go to our website and check out the internship postings and talk to the team that's here today about potential internships, because we have a lot of fun things in store for you. You can go to our careers page, and we also have a tracking, a way for you to register yourself on Yellow to make sure that we're keeping track of how your educational journey and career journey is going. When we have jobs and skill that match your skills, we can reach out to you as well. So with that being said, good luck. And I hope you all select our challenge. And for the AEP team in the back, if you can raise your hands, if you have questions about the challenge, you can find those team members and we'll be happy to answer any questions. With that, thank you so much. Go Bucks.
All right, thank you, Chris Johnson. So this year, it's pretty special. We also have 2 new sponsorships with other OSU programs. And so this year, with our 10th anniversary event, we're also celebrating it in conjunction with the Ohio Stadium's 100th year anniversary. So in celebration of both these special occasions, we're offering a special challenge to commemorate. And so here is a quick message from them. Ohio State has a strong sense of spirit, tradition, and ingenuity, which was clear this year as we celebrated 100 years of Ohio Stadium with creative deployments, including drone shows and app-based light shows. But what does the future hold? What will the next generation of fans want and need? What will the future of the shoe look like for sports, music, entertainment, events, or community experiences that we haven't yet considered? And how do we use emerging technology to create experiences that serve every person who steps foot in the shoe? So we're asking you, the next generation of innovators, to hack your way to solutions. We want you to envision what the next 100 years will look like and to figure out how technology can support its future.
In addition to this partnership with the shoe, this year OHIO will team up with the Keenan Center of Entrepreneurship to provide entrepreneurial support for these big ideas and prototypes. Teams at HackOHIO will now have access to the following. First, any team that completes HackOHIO will be invited to participate in the Best of Student Startups, otherwise known as BOSS program. And the first place winner at HackOHIO will receive an automatic invitation to pitch at the Best of Student Startups finale. In addition to this, the first place winner of HackOHIO will also receive an automatic invitation to participate in Boost Camp, a 6-week pre-accelerator program for the President's Buckeye Accelerator program. Boost Camp participants will also have the chance to pitch at the President's Buckeye Accelerator pitch finale in spring 2023, which selects 6 ventures to each receive $50,000 in cash funding. I'd also like to now extend a big thank you to all of our sponsors. Without their continued support, we would not be able to throw this type of event. As of now, all sponsored challenges are posted on our website and on the challenges channel on the Discord. Now, let's do a brief overview of the event schedule and the festivities we have planned for our 10th year anniversary. This can all be found on our website as well.
All right, really quickly. On the schedule, it says that hacking is supposed to start at 10. And as you can see in your clocks, it is already 10:04. So we will just start it whenever this keynote is over, and then we'll just round to the nearest 5 minutes. All right, at 11, we have the AWS Tech Talk right outside those doors in the Senate chamber room. And an hour later at 12, Honda is hosting a networking session in the same room. Lunch again is at 1. At 3 p.m., the sponsor tables outside the ballroom close. So be sure to bring your resumes, network with company representatives, and maybe even get an interview or two. And at 4, we're also inviting some other student tech orgs on campus in front. If you'd like to check them out, those will just be, again, outside the grand ballroom. Okay, Saturday evening. Dinner will start at 7, and then at 11 p.m., the union will close, but re-entry will still be allowed as long as you have your orange wristband. We'll have a quick midnight snack break, and then at 1 a.m., the union will close without re-entry until 7 a.m. on Sunday. So you can either choose to stay the night here at the union or come back early tomorrow morning.
So moving on to Sunday, just to reiterate, as Matthew just said, the building will reopen at 7 with breakfast starting shortly after at 7:30. At 10 a.m. or a little bit after, hacking will end and all submissions for judging are due. After this, judging will start and it will be from 10:30 to 2:30. So please be active on Discord when judges decide to stop by and ask you questions about your project. At 2:30, we'll be hosting showcase to present the winners of the general event and the sponsor challenges.
All right, judging. So just to reiterate what Audit said, hacking ends and submissions are due by 10 a.m. tomorrow. And right now it's looking like 10:20. So you need 3 things to submit your project for judging. So the first thing you need to record a 3-minute video of your project and its features. So we'd recommend either recording a video with your phone or just setting up a Zoom and then screen sharing to record the video. The second thing you need is a completed judging form. So this form will become available later this afternoon. And we're going to be using the dreaded @everyone in the announcements channel just to let everyone know. And the third thing, please be ready to hop on a quick Discord call with a judge between 11:30 and 2:30. This will happen via Discord in your voice channel. And again, as Audit said, at 2:30, that's when showcase is, and that's where we're going to announce the winners of our event, the sponsor challenges, and the winner of the raffle.
So what are some of the resources that you could take advantage of at HackOHIO? First, we have eClub and Innovation Studio. So this year, they'll be offering hardware and technical support for any of your hacking needs. Feel free to ask them any questions on Discord using the Electronics Club channel, and they also have a table in the back corner over there. Additionally, we have mentors from a wide variety of industry companies, including Apple, AWS, American Electric Power, and many, many more. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the Discord, in the Ask a Mentor channel, or just walk around and find them here in person, and they can help you out. When you're asking for help specifically on the Discord, please list your Discord team number. And if you have a specific question about a sponsor challenge, ask in the company's Discord text channel. Now, we'd like to invite our recruitment leads, Josh and Harshi, to talk about our 10th anniversary mini games.
All right. Thank you, Matthew and Audit, for introducing us. And thank you to all of our sponsors.
I'm Harshi, and this is Josh, and we're here to introduce our 10th anniversary mini games.
Mini games, you say? Tell me more.
To add a little spice to our 10th anniversary, we're hosting 5 games this weekend.
Need a break from your project? Can't decide on what to do? Refresh your mind with our games starting at 2 p.m.
First up, we've got some trivia to get that mind running.
And an hour and a half later, we have giant bowling to take your anger out on those pins.
And after that, we have paper airplanes where we're throwing for accuracy and not for distance.
And finally, to end Saturday with the bang, we're going to wake you up with some Team Jeopardy. But that's not all. There's more.
On Sunday, right after judging, we'll be hosting a costume contest because it's spooky season.
Now, you may be saying, where was the notice? Why wasn't I told about a costume contest? I can't run a party city right now.
Well, fear not, because in the spirit of a hackathon, we're doing it improv style.
There will be supplies such as broken boxes and plastic bags available by the Ohio Stairs Founders Room.
Do we have tape? Absolutely not.
So tell me, Harshi, why would I participate in these games?
To be entered in a raffle for a whole entire Xbox One S.
Plus controllers. You can earn tickets by playing our games and entering the costume contest. Not only that, if you visit our sponsor tables and go to our tech talks and networking events, you'll be able to earn even more tickets.
Now, moving on, as recruitment leads for OHIO, we need to do our obligatory spiel about the org. So what do we do, Josh?
Well, here at OHIO, we host tech events for our amazing participants, such as you guys.
Are you interested in joining or learning more? Go to the link at the bottom of the slide or go.osu.edu/join HackOHio.
And now, back to our regularly scheduled program.
Now, we would like to share a quick message from Ohio State University President Christina Johnson.
Hello, I'm President Christina Johnson, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to HackOHio, which is celebrating 10 years of innovation, collaboration, and technology excellence. What started out as an outreach event with 100 students in the library basement has grown to be a powerful movement that includes more than 800 students engaging with each other, community members, industry leaders, alumni, and the larger Ohio State community to enhance their learning experience and entrepreneurial spirit. Industry sponsors help make Ohio State's premier hackathon a success by challenging participants with industry-specific problems and providing guidance throughout the problem-solving process. Many thanks to our sponsors for their commitment to supporting these young Buckeyes and giving them the resources they need to build something amazing. I want to recognize Ms. Julia Armstrong, the former director of OHIO, for her unconditional support and guidance of the HackOHio program. We wish her the best of luck as she transitions to a new role at the university. I also would like to give a shout out to HackOHio student leads, Matthew Hugh and Adeepa Noop, for their energetic spirit in leading preparations for this event, and to all members of OHIO for their enthusiasm and dedication to growing the tech culture at Ohio State. I'm so appreciative of the selfless volunteers for sharing their wisdom and their expertise with the next generation of innovators. This annual weekend-long event series has an outlet to empower students like all of you to develop skills such as technical ability, communication, and critical thinking, and offers so many opportunities to showcase your creativity and infinite potential. You and your team members, with the support of sponsors and volunteer mentors, will use your collective, diverse skills to tackle real-world challenges and find solutions that will help our society overcome them. Regardless of who wins top honors, you are all here to make a difference, which is fantastic. Thank you so much for contributing to this community of change agents. Best wishes to all of our participants as you build out your ideas, experiment, and explore bold and new ways to create a better world. Good luck to all of you, and remember, build something amazing and keep innovating. Go Buckeyes.
Okay, really quick. Lastly, I'd like to say a quick thank you to the OHIO team that helped put together this event. Over the past few months, they've put it over so much work to make this event possible, responding to emails, holding meetings, and even putting out large fires, metaphorically speaking. And so from playing Rocket League in the office to our team dinners at Kazi's, or even manually renaming over 300 Discord channels, I wouldn't want to run this event with anyone else. So can I get a quick round of applause for all of our event organizers? All right, with our opening remarks out of the way, happy hacking, and we hope you build something amazing. Please press the button. Hacking will end at approximately 10:15 tomorrow.
Also, for those of you who can't find any seating in the ballroom, there is extra room in the traditions.
The Ohio Staters Traditions Room.
Yeah,